So about a year ago, I made this video titled Why I Hate My College, Frostburg State University, and I didn't expect the numbers and the response and the views. I didn't expect any of that. So I'm back a year later, kind of just giving an update. I'm a graduate now. I can answer a lot of your questions. There have been plenty of questions, and a lot of people didn't like what I had to, I'll say some people didn't like what I had to say in that video. And I mean, I get it. But it was my opinion only, and this is my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna try to answer as many of the questions that you may have, that may have been asked to me, that anyone might have, that if you're interested in going to Frostburg, thinking about attending Frostburg, or like maybe transferring or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna try to answer all of these questions. I have 20 questions here that I'm gonna answer for you. This is a Frostburg graduate answering 20 questions. I'm gonna get right into this video. So one of the main questions I get when people ask me is, so what's Frostburg like? What's the location like? What's the area like? It's rural. Like, Frostburg is a rural, like, there's not much around. It's pretty much like a small, what do they call it? An Appalachian mountain town. There's not much there. It's pretty much its own little small township city place outside of like Cumberland and LaVale, which are also like 20 minutes away from campus. 15-20 minutes actually. It's a small little town. There's not much. It's real rural. The community seems like it's real small, real niche. It's mainly, like I said in the last video, it's not that diverse. So take of it what you will. I'm just gonna be transparent. Outside of the most of the students, it's one demographic, and if you watch my last video, I'm sure you can guess. I'm sure you can guess. Frostburg is not that big. If you were talking about like the actual campus, it's walking distance. You can walk from class to class. You can walk from the library to your dorm, or maybe even off campus. If you don't live off campus, like off campus, like people who might commute from, say, Cumberland or Hagerstown or something like that, then I won't necessarily say you need a car to get around on campus. But again, it's not that big. You can walk, it's walking distance. I would only say you really need to take like the shuttle bus if you're trying to go to like the Walmart or something, which is like, again, 15-20 minutes away in LaVale / Cumberland. Or like if you live in Edgewood, like little on-campus apartment style living. If you live on Edgewood, you're gonna take that shuttle bus. Frostburg is not that big of a campus. You can get from one class, say that's like maybe at the upper quad, like if you're a psychology major, you can get down to the library. I want to say like maybe 6-7 minutes, maybe 8. It's not that big of a campus. Class sizes. A lot of the class sizes, they're not that big. I know. When I was like first transferring to Frostburg, one of my bigger classes was, I want to say like maybe 50 students, maybe, if I recall. It was a psychology course, so there was like a lot of people in there. But other than that, most of my other classes have been like, I would say most classes on average are maybe like 25 to 30 students, if that. It really depends on your major, your program, all of that. But class sizes that are usually not too large. Again, it depends on your major. Psychology courses, those classes, they have like they're real big. So I wouldn't worry too much if you're trying to look for a small school or classes with small groups of students with a professor. Frostburg will probably most likely be the school for you if that's what you're looking for. Frostburg might got that. Yes, there are. I don't know too much about them. If you have questions, maybe you can ask like, some sorority heads, fraternity heads. I don't know much about Greek life, but if you're someone looking for Greek life, interested in doing that, partaking in that, Frostburg has it. I don't know too much about it, so I'm not the best one to answer for you. But yes, Frostburg does offer fraternities and sororities. For one, Frostburg does have job opportunities. You can work in the cafeteria, you can work in the lane center, which is like the student hub center organization type of situation thing. I'm bad at this. Okay, so okay, yes, Frostburg does have like work opportunities. You can work in the library if you have work study. I know Frostburg does have work study opportunities. You can work for certain organizations, maybe like at the help desk in the IT center. You could work for like, I guess one of the coach for one of the sports teams, maybe, not sure, but you could double check on that. You could work in the cafeteria, you could work in the lane center, you could work for tech crew. So they do have multiple different opportunities to work on campus if you're someone who's interested in going to school while also working. But I do know they usually go pretty quickly. They go pretty quickly. So if you're looking for a spot or a slot in like one of these different job opportunities, then you can definitely find one on campus. I know there's some off campus as well. I know a lot of off campus students work at like Domino's or somewhere on Main Street. I know when I was attending Frostburg, I worked like in LaVale and in the mall for a little bit, which is surprising. But if you're looking for job opportunities while going to Frostburg, they got those. So don't worry about that, don't stress. You ain't gotta be broke if you ain't gotta be broke, okay? So let me stop. So once a month, usually the first Saturday, maybe the second Saturday of the month, I don't remember, there would be like this grand lane event. Usually it's from like September to April or so, where they'll do like this big event in the lane center. Usually it revolves around a theme. So it would be like, you know, around Halloween it might be like a zombie theme. In March it may be like spring flower theme or like a European theme. Usually it's like this lane event party thing for students, just so they have something to do. That's one of the main things that you can look forward to every month. There's also mini events. I know like RAs usually have events. Organizations might have like little showcases. I know modeling teams, like for when I was there was like visual couture and paparazzi perfect. They'll have like little fashion shows. There'll be Greek step things. I don't know what that is right now. It's kind of just, I know what it's called, but I can't think of what it's called at the moment. But they have those. If you're into video games, there's a video game club where they have like, you know, you can just get together, have a fun time, play video games. I went to like a few of the Super Smash Bros meetings where you just play Super Smash Bros. So there's a few things to do on campus. There's usually off-campus parties. A lot of people go to the bars, which I went to a few times. It's okay. It's not too bad. But there's things to do. If there's ever like nothing to do, then you can find something to do. It's always cold up there. You can find a hill, get a sled, and sled down a hill. It's always snowing anyway, so you can find something to do. If you can make something out of nothing, like I said in my other video, you can find something to do. So there's a lot, and I can't really give you a whole rundown. There's some clubs that are like defunct that kind of need someone to get them started up, but there's like a film club, there's modeling teams, like I said, there's a video game club, there's Greek organizations, there's a chess club, there's a sword fighting club, I believe, or maybe not sword fighting, maybe sword practicing. There's Caribbean Student Association, African Student Association. You can really find an organization for anything that you might be interested in, because more often than not, Frostburg's gonna have it. That they're gonna make sure on campus they have like that representation. If you're someone who's like looking for, you know, Spectrum, which is like the LGBT organization on campus, they got that. If you're looking for it, they got it. You know, there's the track team, there's different sports, softball, volleyball. There's so much. I really can't give you everything on like the rundown, but there's so freaking much on this campus to do. There's different sports teams, clubs, organizations. You don't even have to have an official club. You can get your friends and have like a little book club that you can write. You're gonna get a book from the library and read every week if you have the time to do that. I'm just saying, there's so many things you can find to do. Cold. It's mad cold. It's cold as hell. Get some layers, grab your gloves, your scarves, your mittens, your hats, your boots, your Uggs, all of that, because Frostburg is cold as hell. It's gonna be cold from October to like March. Like there'll be some semesters though where it's a lot warmer, you don't get as much snow, but if you're going to a school called Frostburg and you don't know what the weather is like, I'm letting you know right now it's cold. It's cold as hell. So make sure you have your scarves, all of that. Bundle up. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, because you're gonna be cold. You're gonna be cold. They're not okay. As someone who used to be an RA for Frostburg, the dorms, they're not bad. Let me start there. It depends on the type of person that you are. The dorms, I'll say that the dorms at any, they're not terrible. How can I say this without shading? How can I say this without being shady? The dorms, they're not terrible. Edgewood is one of the better ones, but I know it might be a little bit more pricier, but it's also, like I said earlier in this video, it's a little distance from campus, so you might want to take the shuttle bus if you don't have a car. The dorms, all of them are different. Some are more catered to like sports teams, so you might have like a floor or a building that's like all athletes. Some are like more STEM, for more people who are focused on their academics, I believe. You have like a floor or maybe a building for like international students. So all of them are different. I'm really running around the answer to this question. So all the dorms are different. I know some of them have better, like some of them don't have AC, others do. Some of them don't have elevators, others do. So I'll start by saying this: dorms aren't as bad as people make them out to be, but usually it's the others living around you that make it, a little like everything be funky. Like people don't wash their clothes, people be, messing around in the showers. I mean, there's so much I can really get into. If dorms isn't really for you, if you really can't live with other people, then I would say probably avoid it, because it gets a little cramped. So especially with some of the buildings having like 600 people in them almost. There's like 6 floors with almost 100 people on each floor. So dorms is a good experience. If you're a freshman, dorms are a good experience. But, if you're not a person who can really take living around with a lot of other folks, having to use communal showers, or even quad showers, it might not be for you, but dorms are not that bad. They're not that bad. I know they're trying to renovate them. While I was there, they were also building a new dorm, so the dorms are not that bad. I know a lot of people like trash talk them. It is what it is. They're not some of the worst. I've seen worse dorms, but they're also not like the best of the best. You kind of getting what you pay for at Frostburg, but they're not terrible. They're not terrible. Child. They cannot cook. I'm not even gonna front to y'all. I said this in the other video. Frostburg, they cannot cook. I'm not gonna sell y'all no whole dream. I don't know who builds the menu. I don't know who does catering or their contract. Frostburg can't cook. They can't. We'll start with the positives. They have like Starbucks on campus, so if you're someone who likes their caffeine, their little desserts, muffins, all of that, they have a Starbucks, so that's a plus. They also have Chick-fil-A, which you will most likely get tired of if that's because the other options, they ain't that great, but they have a Chick-fil-A. They also have Moe's, which I wasn't really a fan of, but to me it's pretty much just a knockoff Chipotle. They got Subway, which I guess is cool if you like Subway. But as far as like catering goes, or what is it, the calf, Chartwells, whatever the contract they may have, they're not that great. I'm not gonna downplay the chefs, 'cause I'm sure they just follow recipes, but they can't really, due to different people's allergies or dietary restrictions, they can't really do too much with the food, so it's very like it's real bland. There's no salt and no pepper. There's no type of seasoning. Like, they also repeat some of their menu items often. So like if you live on campus, you're gonna notice that like almost every Saturday might be French toast and tater tots. Then Sundays might be freaking waffles and pancakes or tater tots. Then the following weekend is gonna be French toast and tater tots for set. Like, they don't have much of a variety when it comes to the calf, so that's why I wasn't a fan of it. I don't think they can cook. I'm not gonna sell no dream. I'm not gonna get on my channel and lie to anybody. I know I get a lot of questions regarding Frostburg, so I'm not gonna fake the front, but I'm just saying. If you think about going to Frostburg, take the tour, try the food, and when you try the food when you go there, just know they're gonna try to put on their best front, like all college campuses do. They're gonna try to put on their best front so they can get students to come there. But it's watch, as soon as you get there, you're gonna see, oh, this is not all that. So to me, the dining is one of its weaker points. Hopefully they can improve on that in like future years. But yeah, the dining to me, it's kind of trash. I hate to say that. I don't want to bag on Frostburg, but I'm sorry, they can't cook. I'm not going to even hold y'all. They cannot cook. As far as I know, they can. When I was there last year, you can have a car on campus, but I'm not sure if that might change. I know there was talk of having that change if like their enrollment numbers grew. But as far as I know, their enrollment numbers are declining, so no shade, but I'm sure you can have a car on campus. There's like plenty. There's so much I can name. There's a tutoring center, there's computer labs, there's like a main gym, a mini gym. You know, they have tennis courts. They have a pool, which is cool. They have breakout rooms so you can like study and have like your own little private area so you're not really around other people. The library has a silent floor. There's so many resources on campus. There's like professors you can go to talk to, because the professors, they're pretty cool. They're pretty open to helping you. Oh, and there's also like a game room in the Lane Center, so that's cool. Like they have like Xbox, GameCube. They have like a whole bunch of different games, so that's cool too. They have like a game room. It depends. If you are getting your pet registered for like as an emotional support animal, then you can have a pet on campus. But for anybody else, pretty much no, you really can't have one. I don't know if you live off campus, you can have a pet. It's like your own little building. I guess it depends on your landlord or whoever really runs off-campus housing. But I know I've seen a lot of people like walking their dogs on campus. So if you mean like, can you walk your dog on campus? I've seen that. I guess you might definitely want to clean up after them. As far as I know, like if you're living on campus in dorms or like Edgewood or something, you really can't have a pet unless it's like registered as an emotional support animal. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're thinking about going to Frostburg and bringing like your cat with you, your dog with you, your snake with you, your spider with you, your turtle with you, anything that you might have. Just keep that in mind. You better get registered if it's really detrimental that you have your animal or your pet with you. See if there's a way that you can get it registered, because without that, you're most likely not going to be able to have it on campus. No, I don't think it is. I think first of all, let me see what their acceptance rate is anyway, because according to Google, the acceptance rate at Frostburg is 72.3%. Yeah, it's not hard to get into at all. I think you really just have to like really be like horrible at school, maybe have like horrible GPA or something, maybe horrible SAT or ACT scores. It's pretty easy. It's not hard at all, I don't think. But still, if you're trying to get into Frostburg, that don't mean don't put in the work. Still try to work at getting a high SAT score, a high ACT score. You might be surprised. I don't want to tell you like it's not hard to get into, like you just gonna breeze by, but word on the street, I ain't even gonna do that. Make sure you still working hard on your SATs, ACTs, and putting in work so you can actually get into the school and have a high GPA. Because just because it might be an easy school to get into doesn't mean you might just get in it. You might get into it. You still might be, rejected. So take that into consideration. Okay, so I had to Google what the transfer requirements were just so I was accurate in this video. So students with 24 or more earned transpo semester hours of credit must have a 2.0 GPA, and if you have fewer than 24 hours, then you need a 2.5 GPA. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to transfer to Frostburg from like another school. You can't really be trying to transfer like if your GPA is like trash, like 1.2 1.2, 0.9. Just keep that in mind. You know, people try all types of things. I'm just saying. You're also gonna need SAT scores if you're like transferring with fewer college credits. So like you only went to one semester at your former college, say it was like Morgan or something, and you only went one semester and then you're trying to transfer to Frostburg. I think you're also gonna need your SAT scores or your ACT score. You're gonna need your official college transcripts from all previous institutions. So if you transfer like 3 times, you're gonna need a transcript from each of those schools. So all 3. And there's also an application fee. On here it says it's $30 non-refundable. So if you're trying to transfer, if you're thinking of transferring, those are all of the requirements. Keep that in mind. It really depends on your class load. So someone who has like 6 classes is gonna have a different class hours than someone who might be taking 4 classes. And it also depends on the days of the week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday classes, those are usually like 50 minutes. And Tuesday and Thursday classes are like 1 hour and 15, I believe. So it really depends on like how many classes you have each day. So I can't really answer that, but hopefully that makes sense in this video. Hopefully that breakdown, you can kind of get a feel for it. That depends on your standing. I know seniors and upperclassmen usually get first priority. It really depends on your credit load. So freshmen, I hate to say it to you, you're gonna be pretty much taking like general education classes. Maybe even the sophomores too, you might be still taking some general education classes. But if you're looking for like classes within your specific major, classes you're really trying to get into, classes with certain professors, those are usually gonna be taken up by like upperclassmen because they're usually given first priority when it comes to registering for classes. So it really depends on your standing. So just so you know, don't think you coming into Frostburg and you're a freshman and you think you're just gonna get all the classes you want, this, that, and the third, because more often than not, it's gonna be booked up. It's gonna be booked up. There are a few good professors. I don't really want to shout out anyone specifically in this video, but if you have any recommendations, you know, leave a comment. Say, keep it positive though. I might delete it if you say something negative. There are some professors that will really help you. For me, there's some in the English department because I was an English major, film minor. So there's some that would definitely help you. If you have any recommendations for different other majors, maybe psychology, sociology, pre-med, what's some other ones, biology, maybe you could recommend your fellow Bobcats in the comments down below. But I'm not going to tell you who I would recommend. I don't even know who's still there. I graduated 2019. This is a whole year later. I won't be much help for you there, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The most popular majors at Frostburg State include registered nursing, business administration, childhood education, psychology, and teaching. So there you are. So this was kind of a long video. Hopefully this helped you. Hopefully this helped anyone who has like a lot of questions after seeing my last video. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll put that here. Hopefully I answered a lot of your questions. Hopefully I answered them clearly, because I feel like I was just talking a lot. It's a lot of what ifs. It depends. This depends on this, depends on that. But it really does depend. So I try to be clear and direct without, you know, all that wishy-washy. So, but yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to subscribe. A child, just saying. If you want to follow me on my socials, I will link that like down here maybe. Oh, and if you guys want to talk about Frostburg in the comments down below, please feel free to do so. Help your fellow students, alumni, Bobcats. Let's have some Bobcat spirit. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.